Before I show you guys this news clip, listen, they're talking about what a potential dark hold on, what a potential dark worker strike would mean for the economy, okay? So the shutdown could cost the economy between $3.8 billion to $4.5 billion a day. Okay? This is an estimate by JP Morgan analyst Brian Ossenbeck. Listen, also what they're not saying right now is that the real implications of what this something like this could cause on the American people, such as food shortages. They do mention it in the video that I'm about to show you. Food shortages, the effect that it could have on our livelihood, finances, health, all of those things. Okay, but listen to this and let me know your thoughts. Okay.
East and Gulf Coasts are on the verge of a dock workers strike that could slam the U.S. Just a month before the election. The International Longshoremen's Association leader, his name is Harold Daggett, he says he's willing to push the economy past its breaking point if the U.S. Maritime Alliance doesn't agree to substantial wage hikes, up to 80% over several years, and safeguards against automation. For more on how this stalemate could play out in the next few days, let's welcome Congressman Jeff Van Drew from the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And more importantly, to this point, he is from New Jersey, which is going to be hit hard if there is a strike. I should say, Congressman, right off the bat, we are getting confirmation from some sources at the Port Authority of New Jersey and New York that they are planning for picketing throughout the port complex. Now, some folks are taking that as an indication that there definitely will be a strike. What say you?
Well, I hope there isn't. I mean, nothing's definite in this world. So let's really, get into it and let's try to straighten this thing out. It's a big deal. And you said some of the numbers before. Yeah. $4.5 billion per day in affecting our economy. And we don't want to go back. I mean, we've already still have some supply chain problems. This will really exacerbate supply chain problems, can exacerbate food shortages. Also, a lot of these supplies for automobiles, a lot of the parts for automobiles go through these ports. This is a real big deal. Now, and this is important.
Mr. Daggett is a very shrewd negotiator. He, again, is the head of the Longshoremen's Union. He's been at it for a while. I think he's actually a third-generation longshoreman, so he knows the business well. The strike is timed to start on Tuesday. Tuesday is the day of the vice presidential debate. Tim Walz, if there is a strike, Tim Walz is going to be asked about that undeniably, and he's going to have a little egg on his face, right?
Well, I mean, he'll be asked about it. Let's see what his answer is. I mean, this is something you have to really think through. I always support workers, whether they're union or non-union. However, this is a case where it affects lots of other workers within the country and people and families and working families. So this requires presidential leadership. You know what this is all about? This is about presidential leadership. The president, not Taft-Hartley, he shouldn't invoke that, but he should get in there and really say, come on, let's straighten this out, bang some heads together, work this thing through, make sure the workers get what they need, but also make sure the country gets what it needs in supplies. This is a really important time, and I don't think we're going to see that leadership. We haven't seen it all along. We haven't seen it with foreign affairs. We haven't seen it with the wall, with the border. We haven't seen it with a bunch of stuff. I don't know why we suddenly see it here. I actually hope that we do. This is beyond being partisan.
Of course, the president claims that he is a union guy and that nobody's been friendlier to the unions than he has in the history of the presidency. If he can't work this out before the strike, again, it's going to make that position hard to defend.
Well, it is. And if he is a union guy, he also cares about all the other unions and all the other families that are going to be affected by this. You can do this, but you got to be strong. That's the thing. That's the word that you don't think of, quite frankly, when you think of this president or the vice president who now wants to be vice president. There's nothing strong in anything they've shown in leadership. And this requires real strength. Yeah. This isn't easy. These are your own American people that are affected by this on both sides of it. But I think we can work out a fair agreement, do the right thing, and yet at the same time, care about the workers.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thank you so much for being here. I know you're going to be busy this weekend working on this.